right, checking in here before the Ironmen girls and boys doubleheader. It is a tie game, 49-49, with just about 50 seconds left. There is a out that's going to be a rebound from Malik Given-Smith on West. He's taking it the other way. He's got a crossover. We're down to 40 seconds on the game. Now West is moving it around. They're a young team that loves to shoot the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a three ball. Watch number 23, Mike, had 28 points against Normal Community in the season opener. Malik Given-Smith, who has the ball right now, number 0, is a threat as well for Normal West. It's going to be a timeout by Normal West with 18 seconds left in this ball game. Top will be Normal Community versus the Bloomington Central Catholic Saints. This will be probably the highly anticipated matchup of Intercity, as Normal will win Intercity, and Bloomington Central Catholic is 2-0, and with a win against Community will be darn close to clinching Intercity themselves. It's really been a two-team race between those two teams, and we will have that action after this game. And after that, we will have the boys' game, Central Catholic versus Normal Community as well. It's going to be a very fun doubleheader. This is a long timeout. Lots to talk over for both of these teams. Both of these teams have had rocky Intercity. Witzig acknowledged after the Ironmen beat U-High by about 25 a couple nights ago. All right, the inbound is here. There are a couple underclassmen on the court. In seconds, Mike Zaleski has the ball, and he's going to turn that one over. U-High's taking it the other way. We're down to 9 seconds, and that is a layup from U-High. Down to 6 seconds in the game. What a clutch basket there. Wow, that is Intercity basketball. U-High is up 51-49 with 5.3 seconds on the clock. They might add a second or two if they look that one over. Wow, what a play there from the Pioneers. They've been trailing for a majority, looking for a three-point shot to take the win here. A two-pointer would take them into overtime. Couldn't ask for a better start to Intercity before Normal boys and girls basketball games. And they are going to have to in-court this from full court. That's going to be a lot of space to move in just 5 seconds for the Wildcats, but they are a speedy team. Let's see what they draw up here. That's going to go to Given-Smith. He's got 4. He stepped out of bounds, and U-High is excited. What a play there. Great defensive stop from U-High, forcing Given-Smith out of bounds. That's going to be another timeout, and it looks like U-High will be anybody quite as big as Owen Voorhees. They have a lot of forwards and not necessarily a general center, something we're starting to see a lot in basketball. As basketball is progressing past a game to more lengthy forwards that can really stretch the court, and guards starting to take over this game. You see it in the NBA, you see it in college, and now we're seeing it trickle down to high school basketball, and we've seen it a lot over Intercity, that's for sure. And U-High will have the ball up by 2 with just 3 seconds left on the clock. West needs to go for a steal immediately, and if they're not able to get a steal, they're going to have to foul. Let's see what U-High draws up on this inbounds play, just trying to avoid a steal and a foul. They have a couple guys open. Basketball player, just the definition of a forward that's lengthy. And that's going to be the ball game here. U-High takes the victory, 51-49. Their first. Normal West remains winless after this one. 51-49 U-High over Normal West. And the Inkspot will be back in a few minutes for your coverage of the girls Central Catholic versus Normal Community. Burke Center for the 5th day of Intercity action. I am Zachary Knox-Doyle. Alongside me is Brady Phelps and Arwen Georges. Now we have a great game to start off this doubleheader. It is the Normal Community Ironmen and Bloomington Central Catholic Saints. It is the biggest test for both of these teams, which we'll get into as the start of the season. And Brady, do you want to talk about how Normal Community has fared throughout Intercity?
In the first quarter, and that really leveraged them over them, and they were able to build off that. And the last game that they played was against U-High, in which they were tied 18-18 early in the second 17-2 run. They've been led by Kendall Malinowski, Raina Powers, and Amia Lester. And they have heavily relied on the long ball, shooting 8 for 44 in their first 2 games, which was a rocky start. But the last game versus U-High, they drained 10 of 24, seeing a lot of improvement in that area.
Yeah, they are seeing a lot of improvement from the 3-ball, definitely something they've relied on. They're winning by an average score of 14 points per game, a little bit different than last year when they won by an average of 32 points per game.
Some key players we have this year are senior Meg Urin, junior Emerson Hurry, sophomore Kate Stolfa, Rissa Cook, who is a freshman who is taking a good lead on this team this year. Let's see.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Those are a lot of key players for them. Meg Urin had 15 points in both matchups, and also Kate Stolfa had 6 boards and 4 steals against West, with freshman Carissa Cook having 6 steals against West and 17 in her first varsity game. Now, can you talk about
both games?
Yeah, I think it's really important that this Bloomington Central Catholic team can overcome a deficit at halftime in both these games, and coming out with at least a 9-point victory, they kicked it into gear. Their first game of the season was actually not in Intercity. It was a week prior against Lincoln with a 44-42 win in that season opener. Lincoln is the defending 3A state champs, but they have graduated a lot of starters. Let's go through the rest of Intercity for the girls. We look at Normal Community, like we said, 3-0. Bloomington is 1-2. They took a 53-32 loss to U-High, lost to Community by 11, and then they lost to Bloomington Central Catholic 46-37. We look at Normal West. Normal West is roster. Nobody over 5'10", and they're very balanced with 4 seniors, 2 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 1 freshman. There are a lot of returners on this team as well. 3 of their 5 starters last year. Meg Urin's returning. She averaged 7 points a game, which was 4th for the team last year. 5th for the team. And she also averaged 2.5 steals, good for 2nd on the team. Alongside her is Logan Shanks, now also a senior. She averaged 8 points a game, good for 4th on the team. 2.5 assists and 2.5 steals as well. And lastly, last year at a sophomore, Curie started. She had 9 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists per game. Well, Brady, let's...
Experience, although they're a team that has lost a lot of talent from last year, they are more experienced than the Saints, as they roster 9 underclassmen. The community does not roster a single underclassman, and they'll be starting at least one of them. So they can look to take advantage of that inexperience and be able to move the ball and play great defense.
Yeah, youth is going to be a big thing in this game. Great point there, as Central Catholic does have 9 underclassmen, and Community, as we talked about in the last game, only juniors and seniors, all people that have been through this organization for all 4 years. That is going to be a huge thing. Now looking at kind of Central Catholic versus Normal Community in the last 10, Normal Community has won 8 of the last 10 games against Central Catholic, and
teams are pretty evenly matched, and I think that with the community's experience and the talent that Central Catholic has, it'll even out. And I think we expect to see a close, high-scoring game.
Indy has a lot of talent. Central Catholic has a lot of experience as well on the coaching end, as they have Debbie Kaufman, one of the I think she'll go down as one of the greatest coaches in Illinois history. She's boasted her team to a 594 and 181 record, which is good for 77% wins in the last 26 years. And Kaufman also has led them to 5 total top 4 finishes, and there was only 1 top 4 finish before that. Will be the biggest threat. As I talked about earlier, this game will look to be the Intercity Championship. Although Central Catholic is 2-0, this is starting to shape up. Game's going to be against U-High on Saturday. U-High's 1-2. Central Catholic's definitely heavily favored in that one. And Normal Community is 3-0 in Intercity action, as Normal Community has won 3 straight Intercity titles. A win here today will bring them to 4 straight Intercity championships. Now we have the national anthem, and we will also have the starting lineups, and we will be back for this great game.
Bloomington-Normal Intercity Athletics is proud to announce of the IHSA and Scholastic Athletics by always promoting the ideals of positive sportsmanship. Show your support to all players, coaches, fans, and today's officials by cheering for them and here to cheer for our teams, not against anyone else. Thank you for cooperation and good luck to both teams. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the Central Catholic Saints. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 4, Meg Earn. At guard, a 5'3" senior, number 11, Michaela Wiedewilt. At guard, a 5'5" senior, 12, Logan Shanks. At forward, a 5'8" junior, number 15, Ironmen. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 1, Amia Lester. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Kenna. 5'8" guard, senior, number 15, Camry Fisher. At guard, a 5'8" senior, 23, Raina Powers. And in forward, a 6'1" senior, number 4, Marco Reynolds. The Ironmen are coached by Dave Feeney and assisted by Darylyn Dunn, Michael Mace, and Megan Williams.
That was the starting lineups for this matchup here for Community. Camry Fisher, Raina Powers, Amia Lester, 0 entering game 4 of Intercity for them. That is an early steal from the Saints. That was number 15, Emmy Curie. She is just in 11th grade. She is a junior. The early turnovers to start this game. The Ironmen are a very dominant team on the defensive end, love to force a lot of steals, and that's something we'll see a lot of here tonight. Now Amia Lester's taking it the other way. She's got an open Kenna Malinowski from 3, and she drains it. Kenna Malinowski makes the first points of this ball game.
Early on defense for the Saints, we're seeing a press, which Coach Feeney for the Ironmen mentioned that they've been doing for a really long time, and they use very much. So that's something to keep an eye on, how the Iron will handle that.
The floater. Camry Fisher makes it a 5-3 lead for the Ironmen. Fisher's averaging 5 points a game this season, and almost a steal there, which would add to her 1 steal per game. Ironmen Central Catholic will obtain the ball. I think Marco Reynolds was called on the foul there. Marco Reynolds is far taller than anybody on Central Catholic at 6'1", as the tallest person on Central Catholic stands at 5'10", and in the starting lineup is the 5'9" Kate Stolfa, who is just a sophomore. That's number 23, Kate Stolfa. And a floater there, nice floater from Michaela Wiedewilt, the senior, the 5'3" senior Wiedewilt, making that floater. Beautiful play there, Brady.
Yeah, we've seen 2 threes go down and 2 floaters.
Nice move from Meg Earn. That one just doesn't quite fall. A nice jelly from her. Now Raina Powers is taking it the other way. Changes her speed, gives it to Camry Fisher. Marco Reynolds on the pull-up jumper, and that's 7-5 with under 6 minutes left in this first quarter. Now the Saints are taking it the other way. They give it to number 12, Logan Shanks. She'll have the ball a lot today and will be commanding a lot of that offense. She gives it off to Wiedewilt. Wiedewilt looking for a shot, nowhere to go with Camry Fisher all over her. Oh, almost stolen away there from Marco Reynolds. Number 23, Kate Stolfa's got the ball. Gives it over to Earn. We're seeing a lot of ball movement from the Saints here. There we go, number 11, Michaela Wiedewilt. And they're really taking their time on this possession. Passed up on it and just throws that one away. Number 15, Emmy Hurry's got it, and she's going to be fouled going to the free throw line. Amia on the foul there. So what 3 minutes of action-packed ball game.
I think looking at Bloomington Central Catholic, we can already see that they possess a lot of like strength, and also they're playing a really fast-paced game already, whereas Ironmen do have more strength, and I think the height helps with them a lot. So they're both playing really strong games already.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. And you talk about kind of being scrappy and lots of hustle from the Saints, and I think that's what comes when you're a shorter team, and that can even be more. Rena Powers is controlling the tempo for the Ironmen. Rena Powers has really led this group here. The senior soccer star is also incredible at basketball. She's averaging 10 points a game, 7 boards, at 5 steals per game.
Yeah, we've seen her cut off a lot of balls and get a lot of passing lanes so far. I expect that to be another thing to happen tonight.
Yeah, in the game that the Inkspot did earlier, Rena Powers had what looked like double-digit steals. It was just an incredible showcase of defensive talent. We have some new faces in for the Ironmen. Armani Connor in at the center spot, but there is a 3 by Kenna Malinowski, knocking down her second 3 of the game. She's up to 6 points. And Saint, we do have Armani Connor on the court in replace of Marco Reynolds, and also number 12, Haley Michaels, who had a great start to Intercity and is the leading 3-point shooter, 50% from deep. Kenna Malinowski spots up for another one. That one's going to be off. Kenna is leading the Ironmen in scoring today with 6 points, 6 out of their 10 points. This is a really fast-paced game. Lots of scoring to start off this matchup. A little different than the Bloomington-Normal Community game, where Community only had 7 points in the first quarter. And there's a steal from Rena Powers. Powers is going to take it the other way. She's got Malinowski. That one's right off the back iron. Right there from also off of the bench. She's going to be a huge part of Central Catholic throughout these years, as she is only a freshman. Now Amia Lester takes it the other way, draws the contact. That is actually going to be a charge. That one to go the other way, and hopefully an and one. Still a nice move from Amia, and you love to see her getting aggressive. Zoe Wilde has checked into the game for Amia Lester. Wilde possesses the hustle and grit that Lester has as well, and is a great substitution for the Ironmen. A junior that the Ironmen are going to really rely on a lot of this season, coming off the bench, and she's just such a great defensive presence.
Amia Lester going out of the game, she did a great job defeating the press and getting past him. She just picked up her second foul, so that's something to keep an eye on. If she gets into foul trouble, the Iron.
And really quick, but now we're seeing Central Catholic stop them. What do you think has really changed for Central Catholic? That is going to be a 5-second violation. Yes, Brady?
The defense down low has been stellar so far for the Saints. They've been able to stop them when the Iron actually get opportunities down there. But Kenna Malinowski draining 2 threes already is going to force them to step up on that perimeter, and hopefully they can get open shots.
Yeah, and I think their presence in the paint kind of comes from something that you were talking about, Arwen, the grit that they possess on the defensive end, and they are able to meet the Ironmen in the lane and not be afraid of taking a charge, as we saw earlier, and things of that matter.
I think they've been really doing a good job of finding the players that really have advantages and like defending.
Central Catholic, which gives the ball right back to Community. Lots of early turnovers in this one. Armani Connor double teamed. She's going to put it up anyway, right off the back iron, and the Saints obtain the rebound. Carissa Cook. That one is up. Actually, correction. That was number 5, Allison M. on the bucket there, as Central Catholic has lots of threats on the offensive and defensive end. Rena Powers is going to take it the other way. Sees double coverage. There is going to be a foul on that one. Central Catholic just took their first lead of the game. They're up 11-10 with 2:30 left.
Saints fouls on Allison M. Her first team second.
So far in this game, the refs have been busy calling 9 fouls so far, 5 for Central Catholic and 4 for Normal Community.
To number 12, Haley Michaels. Michaels finds Connor. Connor's going to be called for a traveling violation there. And Meg Earn on the defensive presence for the 24, Addison Wellborn. Excuse me, Ashlyn Wellborn. Number 4, Meg Earn has the ball once again. We'll be saying that a lot tonight. She finds a cutting Cook. Cook gives it over to number 5. And there's the drive to the lane just off the front rim for Allison M. Now Haley Michaels is taking it the other way. She's seen a lot of time off the bench. Camry Fisher from 3, right off the back iron. And this Saints defense has really kicked it up a notch. Pass in there from the Saints. They have an open 3 attempt. That one's right off the front iron as number 15, Emerson Hurry, really tried to get that offensive board, and she's right back on. She thought about the jump shot, and she's going to be called as an offensive foul there. I believe that is her second foul of the game, something to keep an eye on.
Ironman fouls on Marco Reynolds, her second team foul.
We are nearing the end of the first quarter with 1:34 on the clock. Central Catholic is up 11-10, and just about after 30 seconds of Armani Connor getting a breather, she is right back in this ball game for Marco Reynolds. We might be seeing a lot of her if Marco Reynolds remains in foul trouble.
Wildy driving. And Connor with a 3 from outside. Filling in for Marco right away. Now Logan Shanks with the ball. She kicks it to 4, to 15 on the wing. Pressure. She'll drive, puts up a shot, no good. A foul wanted from the Saints, but nonetheless, Ironman head down the court. Driving. Back out to Wildy for 3, no good. But Armani gets the rebound. She gets it stolen from her. The Saints heading back down the court. Driving.
From 3, and that one is going to be a little bit short, and we're down to single digits. The Central Catholic Saints are going to have to push it here with 3 seconds. 2, 1, that's off at the buzzer, and just a little too much there. And that is going to take us to the end of the first quarter. A first quarter that started the first 4 minutes very back and forth offensively. A 10-9 lead from the Ironmen in the first 4 minutes. And then after that, it became a real defensive showcase as it is now 13-13. What have you guys seen in this first quarter of action?
3, and that one is
well, we've seen a tight one for sure as it's tied, and we haven't seen any really runs yet. As the Iron went, they had a 10-0 run against Bloomington earlier in your city, and then following that, they were 17-2.
Onto the Central Catholic, but that is, I think, the reason that they're getting a lot of fouls, especially with Marco Reynolds. That is their advantage, though, their height and their strength. So if they can lead the game and just keep up with the Central Catholics.
Yeah, I agree completely. And it has been a wonderful start to the ball game here. And Central Catholic's going to have the possession of ball, being able to kind of make this first impression of the second quarter. We'll see if the Ironmen are able to get a streak here and take a big lead. Meg Earn took the floater, no good there. Another offensive board from the Saints, and another one drawing the foul from number 15, Emerson Hurry. And Hurry has got here. Raina Powers checking in for Armani Connor, as there's no big for community, as there really isn't one for the Saints as well. That second free throw is down. It is a 2-point lead from Central Catholic. Zoe Wildy's got the ball. Wildy to Taylor. Now Taylor with the move here and kicks it to Powers. That's going to be a foul. Actually, correction, that was Haley Michaels, number 12. There with the nice swift move from Michaels.
Fouls on Michaela Wiedewilt.
That foul was on Makeda Wiedewilt. Just her first, though, nothing too concerning for Wiedewilt. Raina Powers is looking for an Ironman. She's got an open Camry Fisher. Camry Fisher drives it. She's going to kick that one to Michaels. Michaels to Wildy. And that one gives it off to Fisher. Fisher thinking about it, gives it to Powers. Powers is going to drive, finds an open Wildy from 3. No good. Powers with the offensive boards. That is a hard foul on Logan. Raina Powers will be going to the line for the first foul from the Saints this quarter.
so far we've seen both teams get a lot of offensive rebounds, so they're able to extend the possession and put up more shots. So I'm guessing both coaches are telling their teams to box out and go up and grab those.
I think they are for sure. Raina Powers there just misses that one, as that's something that she has been working on and trying to improve her free throw shot and consistency. We saw consistency earlier this season against Bloomington. There's the free throw, down and good from Raina Powers, putting the Ironmen within one. Kenna Malinowski. Good pressure from Zoe Wilde. Camry Fisher on Shanks. She hits it out to Earn. Thought about the deep three. She's going to pass on it. It's about going inside. Nice crossover from Earn. Blowing it down here. Back to Shanks. The seniors are playing catch up, and that's going to be the Saints ball, as that one was tipped from the Ironmen. We're seeing a lot from Earn and Shanks. Do you think that might change as the game progresses?
I think they will look to them to handle the ball, as they are their main guards and ball handlers. But I do think they will try to go down low while Armani Connor and Marco are out of the game.
Yeah, and they're also seniors as well, very experienced. That is going to be a travel on Meg Earn, as she was thinking about the shot fake before she really got the ball. Took an Raina Powers, the senior as well, draws the foul. The foul is going to be on the floor after getting an offensive board. What a hustle play from Powers. Powers do a little bit of everything, rebounding, passing the ball, stealing, scoring. She does everything for the Ironmen and has really blossomed into a leader. We're seeing it here tonight, and she's going to, I would like to see her be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. When she gets in the lane, she is a nuisance to mess with. Now Powers struggling, almost a 5-second violation, but gets it in. Amelia Lester got it over to Haley Michaels. Haley Michaels thinking about the three. Gives it to Camry Fisher. She's open and a threat from three. See the press again from Central Catholic. Powers is going to bring it up. Powers again going to that corner. She gives it to Michaels. Michaels has an open lane, and that one's good. That was just really Saints defense leaving an open lane for Michaels, and the junior knocks down the layup. Raina Powers went for the steal there. She's going to be it back on the defensive end. Meg Earn's going to slow it down for the Saints. Going back to her spot, and she's got it again, and one. Meg Earn went right back to the spot she knocked down the layup before. An excellent start to the second quarter. Very back and forth, and now the Saints have the chance to take another lead. Other way, but that is actually stolen from number 5, Allison M., and she makes an and one.
Free throw. Foul is on Raina Powers, her first.
This pace, both of these teams would be in the bonus with about 3 minutes to go. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Tatum Yoakley, the senior, has just checked into the game. And Amelia Lester is going to bring it up. The tempo, taking it up court. As she's double teamed there, that's going to be a foul on the Saints. That's their 4th of the quarter. The Ironmen are already almost in the bonus. We're not even halfway through this second quarter.
Fouls on Allison and her second, team 4.
Yoakley on the inbound. Hands it off to Lester. Lester is the premier ball handler for the Ironmen here today and this season. And there's a pass to Yoakley. The shot is up, and it is good. Smooth shot. No hesitation, 3. Buries the triple. Malinowski's got 9 points, and the Ironmen have a 2-point lead at the Shirk Center. What about that last play from Malinowski?
They get more of the shots that they're going for. The Saints are really good about defending
the Ironmen wanted to travel there. It looked like the Saints took 3 steps, but that's okay because Raina Powers gets it right back. The Ironmen down by 1.
That play really
big possession.
Gives
it to Yoakley. Yoakley to Malinowski. No hesitation. 3. Yeah, and Brady, what did you see there from the Ironmen?
Well, as Arwen said, they're getting a lot of shots outside, and they're penetrating the Iron Art to the middle, and that's really allowing them to kick it outside and find their shooters like Kellen Malinowski, who already has 3 3-pointers that have fallen.
Yeah, Kellen Malinowski, excellent 3-point basketball shooter. And there is Earn again to the same spot for the 3rd time in the last few minutes. Meg loves that right. Now Camry Fisher's open from 3. Yoakley found her, and that one's going to be right off the back iron. That's going to go to the Saints. We have a tie game 24-24 with just under 4. The Saints substitute number 23, Kate Stolfa, into the game. Stolfa is someone that saw limited minutes last year with 2 points and 2 rebounds, but will be someone that's going to be seeing a lot of more minutes after the Saints graduated their top 2 scorers last season. The Saints are taking it the other way rather quickly, and there's the floater. Nice.
We're once again seeing a fast-paced offense of the Saints. Really, they've been able to take advantage of the iron and get shots inside.
Yeah, the Saints are a very fast-paced team, and Tatum Yoakley's open from 3. That one is going to be just a little long as the Saints are taking it the other way, looking to build on their lead. Meg Earn is getting in position to get to her spot at that right layup, but Raina Powers is denying her entry. Great defense from Powers, not letting Earn get to her spot. Now the Saints move it around, taking their time. There is freshman Carissa Cook with the ball in her hands. Carissa Cook's going to move that one off. And the Saints are looking with a beautiful cut from further. The Ironmen really have to change some things defensively if they want to take this lead back. There's a cutting Cook. Cook's going to give that off, and the floater is good. Shot there. Now the Ironmen take it the other way. Raina Powers showing off her speed, getting to the cup, and just misses that one. Just not quite enough on that, but I love the aggression from Raina Powers. Powers has the responsibility of Cook. Cook cutting, and the Saints are looking for an open basketball player. They are a very patient team. That's something that's going to aid them a lot. There's the freshman Cook just off the back iron. That one almost fell in. A big break for the out of bounds. What do the Ironmen need to change up offensively to see more success? Central Catholics really has shut them down the last few minutes.
I think they need to make passing a priority. I feel like that keeps them keeps the defense busy. Whereas if they're keeping it on one player, we see at least two Saints team up on them for defense, and that makes it a struggle for the Ironmen to get past.
Yeah, now Cook is taking it the other way. She's got a Saint that turns it over. That's going to be a turnover on Wiedewilt, someone we've seen implemented in a lot of the offensive game for the Saints today.
You can see offensively for the Iron that they're breaking that press, but as soon as they get over that half court, the Saints are looking to trap them in pretty much a no man's land. And the Iron have given up a few turnovers.
Lots of missed layups from the Iron. Nice steal from Lester. Excellent hustle. And that looked like it could have been called a foul. No call there from Malinowski. The Ironmen have to get back on the other end. And she smiles after that one, as if to say that she kind of just wanted to draw that foul and put that shot up, as that circus shot almost fell down from Earn. Well, how about Meg Earn today? She has had an excellent start to the ball game.
Yes, she has. She's been able to drive, draw fouls, and put the ball in the hoop.
Now let's see if she can put the ball in the hoop from the free throw line. The first free throw's up, and that one is right off the back iron. This is going to be a big thing in a close game. Free throws are very important. We saw that from the Ironman versus West boys game to start the season. The Ironmen let West back in, but Emma Harrison is ready to cheer on her teammates. Being loud, I can hear her all the way up here. You love to see that kind of sportsmanship. And Zoe Wilde with a great steal. The Ironman benches Kenna Malinowski just off the back iron again. Now the Saints the other way. Earn got to her spot, but that's going to be a charge. Amia Lester is the leader on this team for taking charges and assists. She is just a gritty hustle point guard, and you see it right there. The Ironmen are down by 6 with 55 seconds left in the second quarter.
Following that play, the Iron bench was a stack, and you kind of saw a little bit of sarcasm because they've been expecting to get those calls all night. That's the first one that's been called against the Saints.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now we need an Ironman bucket. We're going to hold it off or try to get a bucket here. There's down to 22 seconds left on the play clock. Amia Lester's going to pull it from 3, and she drains it with confidence. What a shot. Lester back on the defensive end, gets a hand up, causing a miss from the Saints. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. There's 5, and the Saints almost steal that one away. Connor tried to get that one off. There's going to be a foul right at the buzzer. That couldn't have turned out any better for the Ironmen, who seemed a little sluggish to get it up past the court. And Connor drew a foul. No one had to heave that one up. Very handsy on the defensive end. Cook tries to draw a foul.
Lesker had this in mind,
but there's the offensive board from Hurry. And that one's back in. Man, is she having a night. Yeah, I was not. Brings the margin down to 3 points, as it was just 8 a second ago. And the last free throw, that one is no good, but the Ironmen have forced it to a 1 by 8 with less than a minute left. Let's start with you, Brady. Thoughts on the first half and what you saw from the Ironmen and the Central Catholic Saints?
Well, for the Irons so far, this has been the most back and forth game we've seen. We haven't seen really any runs. We've seen a lot of scoring, as we have about 61 so far in the first half for both teams combined. But this has really been a physical game. There's been a lot of fouls called, and I expect for both teams to keep that up as long as they can stay out of foul trouble. And we've seen the Iron look to shoot that 3 ball, and it has fallen many times, but they also have missed some. I think if those fall, the Saints are.
But definitely speeding it up a little bit, even though their goal was to play slow, could help. The Saints are really tiring them out, I think. So just to focus on that.
Intercity here, just taking a look at Intercity last year from the Ironmen. It was really a breeze. They were 4-0 in Intercity, the outright champions for the 3rd consecutive season, and the average margin of victory was 32. But their closest game last year came to Central Catholic, and it was a 12-point victory. Central Catholic, the Ironmen have lost a lot of seniors, although they do bring back a lot. Central Catholic have a lot of their starters from last season. You're really seeing that benefit them here tonight. And the Saints haven't had a win against Central Catholic, up 32-29 at halftime.
What's your name and what?
My name is Rena Powers, and I'm a power forward.
Emma, and I'm a guard.
I'm Armani, and I play the 4 and the 5 and the 3.
My name is Tatum Yoakley, and I play forward. My name is Camry, and I'm a guard.
Would you rather have the game-winning steal or the game-winning shot?
The game-winning shot.
Game-winning shot.
Game-winning shot.
Game-winning shot.
Game-winning shot.
Who is the hardest player to guard in practice?
Either Raina or Mia.
Probably Mia.
Mia.
Definitely Mia.
Mia.
Player who guards you the best?
Nobody. I'm just kidding, Marco.